It's Sunday morning. We just made it to Shackleford Banks. The ferry is dropping off a load of people that are going to go ahead and get out there and steal Melissa's seashells. But she's going out in the water for the big ones. So we've got the front anchor down, got the rear anchor down, we got the birds here hanging out. Beautiful day. It's about 77. Winds are good right now. They're going to get progressively worse as the day goes on. And the unfortunate part of today is that we've got to head back to Myrtle Beach, and everybody can say along with me, dirty word, Myrtle Beach. Harker's Island, good word. Myrtle Beach, bad word. Isn't it a shame that's where all the business is? So that's later on today, but we're getting ready to get out. We got about 1.5 feet of water. Yeah. And we're gonna go chase a few birds off as we get out and go see if we can uncover some of the Atlantic Ocean's treasures. Follow along with us, gang. So we're out on the beach now, and we're gonna be heading around right over here to the point. There's a sweet spot over there. There's like a, I don't know, it's almost like there's a trough there where the sand is almost like indented, cut out where the ocean comes in. And that's where all the big shells are found. That's exactly where Melissa's going. There's a lot of people that know that trick, but fortunately, most of the ferry goers do not come prepared and equipped. Maybe more so in the summertime, but it's not quite as warm today. So all these people that are out there shelling, most of them are going to be out on the banks. So she should have a pretty good opportunity to collect some more big shells. Just a tip, we don't need any more. We have offices and homes overrun by seashells now. I feel like I'm turning into a seashell, but should be a pretty good day for it. So we'll see what the day has to offer. So we're at the southern tip of Shackleford, where we frequent. Melissa is zoomed in. Melissa is out. She's testing the water to see where she wants to be. You can see breakers are coming in there, so that area right there can get a little bit dicey, especially there's some good rip current out there. So she's got to be careful as she goes down and gets a little bit deeper. She's going to pan around this way here where she's away from those breakers. Folks, always have a healthy respect for any water, but especially the ocean, because it can snatch you up and you do not even know that you've been snatched. So I fortunately learned that from my father many years ago. I am very overly cautious when it comes to any water, whether it's boating in the water, whether it's swimming, what have you. So you only get to do this one time. If you do it right, it's enough, and you just don't want to make any careless or dumb mistakes, or mistakes just because you didn't know. So as an example, when you see breakers like that and you're at the tip of an island, yeah, the waters may not be that deep, but you can step off, be overhead, and then you can find yourself in a world of hurt. So that concludes this part of the preaching this morning. So with that, we're going to get wet and see what we can find. You see some folks right here, they have the right idea. They're out about chest level. That's where all the big conch shells are found, and that is when Melissa decides what her strategy is going to be, she's going to go back and grab the appropriate bag to put her haul in, and that is what she is about to do. Beautiful day today. Good grief, this is the prettiest day of the long weekend so far. 77 degrees. Winds are really light. They'll pick up a little bit as we go throughout the day, but it is a perfect beach day right now. And we will catch up with you on the backside. So we've been out here about 30 minutes, and if you can see it here, but the rip current is absolutely horrible. It's not safe to get out anywhere near chest level, but you can see the aftermath of us being in the water for about 30 minutes. Now, if these were all intact, they would all be in Melissa's bag, and they would all be going back to the boat to go back to a place where we have no more area to keep any more big shells. But this was just 6-7 feet out in the water. Some of these are buried, but as you can see, they're all badly broken. That is a massive channel whelk or knob whelk right there. See, he's a little bit worse worse for the wear, but this is why people are out here, and this is why people get out in the water to do this, because these things are just everywhere. We're just throwing them up on the shore because people who don't live near the beach, broken or not, they may want to take one home with them as a souvenir. So we're just trying to spread the love a little bit out here. I wanted to share with you what we found so far. We've been out here about an hour, and it's amazing how the ocean gives you different things on different days. These are both knob whelks, pretty good size here. Opening on the right, so you always know it's not a lightning whelk, because lightning whelks have the opening on the left side. But pull this one up, pretty good size. We found about a dozen of these out here on Friday, and this girl here is nice, and you can see in how good a shape the knobs are on these shells. That will dictate, that'll tell you how long they have not been out and tossed around in the ocean, because the bottom and the waves and erosion and all that will cause the knobs to diminish. But this is a really good size shell here, so that would have been a big critter inhabiting either one of these shells. So slim pickings, and like I said, it's so wild what Mother Nature gives you, because one day can be like Friday, and we literally brought home an entire kitchen full of big mama shells, as we call them. And then today, all of these here are just broken all to pieces, but we found the two big ones. So that's an update on the shelling so far for today. So it's 11:30, it's about low tide. I want to take you guys up here to this rack line real quickly. It's I think it's interesting because different people see shell differently. Melissa and I are scallop fanatics. I think they're one of my top 3 favorite shells. They're absolutely gorgeous, and there are 2 types. There's a bay scallop and a calico scallop. This is an example here. It's a pretty good sized bay scallop, and this area is notorious. There are beautiful scallop shells here. So you've got the bay, they're a larger scallop, and then you have the calico, and they're smaller. Both of them can have the feet on them. Some scallops do. Generally, if I can find a good example of calico here, the coloration really is not the distinction. The calico, that's a bay there as well, but the calico scallops, here's a good example here. Shaking out here. That could be one of either, but the coloration on that shell is more distinguishable of your calico scallops, and there are as many of those here as there are the big bay scallops. Sanibel Island in Florida is the only other place that we've ever been that you can find scallops like that. But we have glass buckets upon glass buckets of these in our office, in our homes, and so forth, and I just can't walk by them. And like I said, this area here has as beautiful scallops as we have ever found. I just can't walk by them. It's kind of like beach bowls, if you know what a beach bowl is. There's a beautiful one there, a little bit broken there. Sorry if I have my finger in the way there. There's a pretty one there. I've already collected, I don't know, too many for today. We've got thousands of them. If you've ever been to our office, the few followers we had from the Myrtle Beach area that have been to our office, you'll know that we have seashells everywhere. But again, it's interesting what I was saying, how different people see shell differently. Where we love scallops, a lot of people don't pick them up. So when you do this all the time, I think you become more specialized in what it is that you're collecting. People who don't live near the water, who don't make it to the beach very often, a simple cockle shell, which is just a simple seashell. Cockle shells are probably like finding diamonds. There's a pretty bay scallop right there. That's a pretty color. So anyway, I just think it's interesting how different people see shell differently, and what people pick up versus what people leave. You can see this is a little graveyard of the Atlantic. Someone left here bunch of broken conch shells, like what we threw out on the water there that have been left here. And there's just tons of this here. So you've got seashells in the sand here as far as the eye can see. So Melissa's still out in the water, and I came back in. Rip current is still really bad. Tide is still going out a little bit. It's about there, but we're just enjoying a beautiful day and getting some rays. And we'll check back in a bit. It's about 12:30 p.m. now. The rip current through here has calmed down a little bit. Melissa's back in the water with her new friends. She always makes new friends. And I am chilling out a little bit. As you can see, I'm over here kicked back in the chair. Friday wore me out with our 22,000 step day. Somehow we missed our exit trail back over from the ocean side of Shackleford, and we got a little bit misplaced and went about 4,000 or 5,000 more steps than I think we had planned for the day. So I am a little tired today from that, and my puppies here are feeling a little worse for the wear. I actually forgot my flip-flops, forgot my beach shoes, and I got into a cactus coming pack, and this thing was absolutely brutal. It had quills on it about an inch long, and by the time I got sat down to get them out of my feet, I must have had like 12 of them in me. I look like some of the lions when they attack porcupines and have all the quills all in their face and all over their bodies. So yeah, that's not feeling the best in the world today. So I got about 5,000 steps in so far today, which is more than I had anticipated. And so anyway, back out in the water. Rip current's a little bit better, so I feel a little better about sitting up here while she's in the water and not going out too deep there. So we're just chilling, having a cold drink, and we'll check back in a bit. So I'm coming over to the boat. Made the decision to pack up, maybe head over to Beaufort for lunch. But I'm a little concerned we may have hit it a little bit too shallow, and we may be here a little bit longer than we had planned. It's interesting because we got out in about 2 feet of water. Those boats there were not there yet, but it's looking like they had the good plan. That's about chest deep out where they are. And oh yeah, we're on the water, or we're on the ground rather, where we're going to be here for a while. So don't know that we can get her pushed back up on the bottom. May just have to wait on Mother Nature to do her thing, which is, as the closer I get, the more it's looking like. It's all a learning experience, learning the tides around here and how far they empty out in the various places. It's just all part of the game. But at the end of the day, a day doing this is better than a day doing just about anything else in this life.